They dreamed of trendy decor, but accidentally solved the biggest problem in the space race. In 1957, two inventors tried to create textured wallpaper. They failed spectacularly. That failure now protects billions of dollars worth of fragile goods every year, and you've probably popped it for fun. Before 1960, shipping fragile items was a gamble. Companies stuffed boxes with wadded newspaper, straw, or crumpled paper. Broken goods cost businesses thousands of dollars annually. The post-World War II consumer boom created urgent demand for something better. Enter Alfred Fielding and Mark Chavannes, two inventors working in a Hawthorne, New Jersey garage. They had an idea for textured wallpaper that would add dimension to walls. They took two shower curtains and sealed them together, trapping air pockets between the layers. The result looked promising, raised bumps creating interesting texture. But nobody wanted plastic bubbles on their walls. The wallpaper idea flopped completely. Fielding and Chavannes pivoted. Maybe those air pockets could insulate greenhouses. They pitched it to greenhouse operators. Another failure. The material didn't provide enough insulation value. Then came the breakthrough. Those air-filled pockets could cushion fragile objects during shipping. The problem wasn't the invention, it was how they'd been thinking about it. Unlike newspaper or straw, the sealed air bubbles provided consistent, lightweight protection. Each bubble acted as a tiny shock absorber, but turning the concept into reality presented massive challenges. Early versions leaked air within days. The plastic seals weren't strong enough to withstand pressure, and convincing manufacturers to abandon traditional packing methods. Nearly impossible. Companies trusted newspaper and wood shavings. Plastic bubbles seemed like a gimmick. The technical breakthrough came with polyethylene, specifically low-density polyethylene or LDPE. This lightweight plastic could be melted, shaped, and most importantly, heat-sealed to create airtight bonds. Here's the engineering genius behind mass production. Manufacturers use a large rotating drum covered with hundreds of tiny bubble-shaped holes. One sheet of warm, soft plastic film rolls over this drum. A vacuum pump sucks air through the holes, pulling the plastic down into perfect bubble shapes. At this point, there's no air trapped inside, just empty dimples. Then a second flat plastic sheet, still warm, presses over the top. Heat sealing fuses the two layers together around each bubble's edge, trapping ordinary air inside automatically. No pumps, no manual filling, just ambient air sealed at the exact moment the layers bond. The polyethylene's low gas permeability means that air stays trapped for years. In 1960, bubble wrap had its breakthrough moment. IBM began shipping their revolutionary 1401 computer, a machine that would transform business computing. When customers opened their shipments, they discovered something they'd never seen before. Sheets of plastic filled with air bubbles protecting their expensive computers. Reactions ranged from confusion to fascination. What was this space-age material? And why was pressing the bubbles so oddly satisfying? Word spread quickly through the electronics industry, then to glassware manufacturers, then to anyone shipping anything fragile. Companies calculated the savings. Lighter weight meant lower shipping costs compared to heavy newspaper padding. By the 1970s, automated factories could produce hundreds of meters of bubble wrap every minute, operating 24/7. The process scaled beautifully. But something unexpected happened. People didn't just use bubble wrap, they enjoyed it. Popping those bubbles became strangely therapeutic. In 2001, a radio station in Bloomington, Indiana, created Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day, celebrated every last Monday of January. An industrial packing material had become a cultural icon. Sealed Air Corporation, founded by the inventors, grew into a multi-billion-dollar packaging giant. Traditional materials industries struggled to compete. The material evolved too. Engineers developed anti-static versions in pink to protect sensitive computer chips from static electricity. Silver versions provided insulation. Each innovation proved bubble wrap could adapt. But concerns emerged. Traditional bubble wrap is polyethylene, the same plastic that takes hundreds of years to decompose in landfills. The packaging industry faced pressure to innovate.
Modern bubble wrap comes in sizes from 6 millimeters to over 26 millimeters in diameter. The science is precise. Small bubbles for surface protection, large bubbles for shock absorption. Shipping a smartphone? Use 6 mm bubbles for scratch protection. Shipping a crystal vase? Use 26 mm bubbles for impact cushioning. In 2015, Sealed Air launched Unwrap, a radical redesign. The bubbles connect in continuous strips, allowing the wrap to ship completely flat to retailers. Retailers inflate it on-site with an air pump. The space savings? Enormous. 1 truckload of flat iBubble equals 50 truckloads of traditional bubble wrap. There's just one catch. The connected bubbles can't be popped. The internet had strong opinions about this. Environmental alternatives emerged too. Paper bubble wrap uses honeycomb patterned paper that mimics air cushioning but remains completely biodegradable and recyclable. It's made 100% from paper, composts naturally, and performs comparably to plastic versions for many applications. Plant-based biodegradable versions offer another solution, using materials that break down in months instead of centuries. Today, bubble wrap protects everything from electronics to artwork to your grandmother's china during moves. It's simultaneously a serious industrial material and a beloved stress relief toy. From failed wallpaper to global packaging standard, bubble wrap's journey reminds us that innovation often comes from unexpected failures. Fielding and Chavans couldn't sell their textured plastic as decoration, but they created something far more valuable, a material that makes global shipping of fragile goods possible. Those simple air pockets, sealed by heat and held by polyethylene, represent brilliant problem-solving. The inventors saw possibility where others saw trash. Next time you unwrap a package and find bubble wrap inside, remember the 60-year engineering journey behind each satisfying pop. From a New Jersey garage to factories running 24/7 worldwide. That sound? That's the sound of accidental genius. If you learn something new about this everyday object, subscribe for more stories about the accidental inventions that shaped our world. Thanks for watching.